The ultimate lazy one. This cat has a superpower that most living beings will never achieve. Sleeping 16 to 18 hours a day and still waking up looking like they haven't rested enough. It doesn't matter the time. It doesn't matter the noise. It doesn't matter if you're trying to sit right where he is. He won't budge. He won't even open his eyes. He makes it a point to communicate with his entire body that this space is now his and always has been. The ultimate slacker doesn't just choose any place to lie down. He researches. He evaluates the ambient temperature, the softness of the surface, the angle of the sunlight. It's only after a thorough analysis that he settles in. And once he's settled, he's there for the entire day. A brand new pillow? He has to test it out before you do. A freshly washed warm blanket straight out of the dryer? She's busy in less than 30 seconds. But don't confuse laziness with inattention. This cat sees everything. He observes every movement of the house with the gaze of a stoic philosopher who has reflected on existence and concluded that the best thing to do is simply rest. If you try to call him, he might even open an eye, evaluate your face and close it again. It's not rudeness, it's wisdom. The owner of the house. Let me tell you how this relationship works from the very start. You thought you were the one adopting a cat. You were mistaken. You were adopted by him. The house, the furniture, the bed, the favorite blanket, the brightest corner of the living room, everything belongs to this cat. He simply allows you to use it as well. He patrols the entire territory every single day. He begins in the kitchen, checking his food bowl, making sure the level is perfectly adequate for his exacting standards, then proceeds to the bathroom, where he meticulously inspects the litter box. And if it's not cleaned precisely to his liking, he makes his displeasure known with a stern, disapproving look and a very precise, almost surgical meow. Go to the living room. Check the position of the objects. If you've moved anything, he'll notice. The most iconic moment for the homeowner is his wake-up time. He doesn't wait for the alarm. He has his own schedule, and that schedule doesn't change on the weekend. At 6 in the morning, he's right there on top of you, stepping on your stomach, rubbing his face on yours, or just sitting on your chest, staring at you until you finally open your eyes. Complete authority. Absolutely no negotiation. The dramatic one. Did you happen to step lightly on its paw by accident? He'll limp through the entire hallway for 3 hours straight, stopping strategically right next to you just to make sure that you saw. The bottom of the food bowl is completely visible now. It's not empty. You can only see the bottom. And he meows as if he has been crossing the desert for 40 long days without water. Is the bathroom door still closed? End of the world. He scratches, yells, throws his body against the door, as if the only source of survival left was on the other side. What makes this cat so fascinating is how quickly he forgets the tragedy. You finally drop everything, rush to answer the desperate call, and he's sitting in the middle of the hall, looking like he has no idea what you're doing there. The drama is over. Until the next time. This cat also has a special knack for picking the worst possible moment to have a crisis. Important meeting? He decides that now is the perfect time to explore the most piercing sounds from his throat. Having guests over, he shows up looking mistreated, then vanishes, leaving the awkward situation hanging. It's talent? There's no other name for it. The curious investigator. A delivery box arrived at home. You haven't even finished opening the door and he's already sniffing the package. You take out the product, put the box on the floor for 2 seconds. 2 seconds, and he is in there. The box's size doesn't matter. If his head fits, he'll figure out the rest. This cat needs to investigate everything. A grocery bag on the floor? He'll stick his head in every single compartment before you put anything away. A cabinet accidentally left open? It's been explored from top to bottom. Are you working with papers scattered on the table? He sits precisely on top of the most important thing. Not out of any malice, but because anything that receives attention from his part automatically becomes an object of study for him. The most characteristic moment for this cat is when he pushes an object just to see what will happen. It's no accident. He looks at the object, then at you, gently touches with his paw, observes the result, and based on your or the object's reaction, he repeats. It's applied scientific method. He's testing hypotheses. You're just in the way. The affectionate clinger. You get up from the couch, he gets up with you. You go to the kitchen, he goes to the kitchen. You go to the bathroom, he goes to the bathroom. And if the door closes in his face, he stays outside making sounds of abandonment that will make you question if you really needed privacy. This cat has completely redefined the concept of personal space. He simply doesn't understand this concept. For him, wherever you happen to be, that's where he must be. It's as simple as that. The moment you sit down, he's on your lap in less than 20 seconds. When you lie down, he picks a strategic spot, usually on your chest or nestled against your legs, and then he starts to purr, and his purr is anything but quiet. It's a deep, constant sound, the kind that truly vibrates deep within your sternum, and for some reason it makes everything else appear far less urgent. This cat's kneading is truly its most sacred ritual. He slowly kneads on your lap or your arm, alternating his paws with half-closed eyes of pure pleasure. It's a behavior that comes from infancy, when kittens do this to their mother to stimulate milk production. But he never stopped, and honestly, no one has the heart to ask him to stop. He's completely independent. This cat laid down the rules right from the very first day and never once made an exception. He doesn't want to be held. Not right now. Try to pick him up, he just slips away like he's made of butter. Call his name, he looks at you, processes the information, and consciously decides to ignore you, make the sound of a food pouch. Then he appears. That's the point. The relationship with the completely independent one is a constant exercise in respecting boundaries. You learn that affection happens when he wants, where he wants, and for the time he determines. Sometimes he passes right by you as he walks through the room. He doesn't touch, he doesn't stop, but he passed close. That is affection. You learn to recognize it. But here's the great paradox of this cat. In the dead of night, when the house is quiet and you are sound asleep, he appears. He slowly climbs onto your bed, lies down right next to you, sometimes even places his little paw on your arm. In the morning, he will have vanished before you even wake up. And if you dare to mention the subject, he will look at you as if you were just making up stories. But it happened. You know it happened. And that is quite enough. And if you've stayed with us this far, you already know what to do. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments which cat personality you believe was left out of this list. Because I'm quite certain there's one out there that you looked at the screen and thought, where is mine?